Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I will start the chapter Gulliver's Travels. So it is a reading session. So let's start with wasting the time. When a person tells the story of his life in his own words, it is called an autobiography. Gulliver, a sailor, was once caught in the land of giants. This is how he describes his experience. On the 16th of June 1730, we discovered land. Our captain sent a dozen men with vessels for water. If any could be found, when we came to land, we saw no river or spring, nor any inhabitants. I went on to explore, means he went to check. The country was barren and rocky. I turned back to join the crew, only to see them getting into the boat and rowing for life to get to the ship. Before I could reach them, I observed a huge creature walking after them in the sea as fast as he could. The water of the ocean reached only till his knees. However, the monster was unable to overtake the speeding boat. I turned back quickly and climbed up a steep hill with fields of barley on either side and the corn rising up to 40 feet. There was a fence to pass from one field to the other. It was impossible for me to climb because every step was 6 feet high. I was trying to find a gap in the hedge when I discovered one of the inhabitants in the next field walking towards the fence. He was of the same size as the creature chasing the boat. I was struck with utmost fear and ran to hide myself. He called in a voice much louder than a trumpet. It sounded like thunder. 7 monsters like him came towards the field, ready to reap the corn. They carried a reaping hook, which was very big. When one of the reapers approached where I lay hidden, I screamed as loud as I could. The creature stopped reaping, picked me up between his thumb and his forefinger, and brought me close to his eyes, 60 feet above the ground. So much high. Just imagine. He looked at me with curiosity and blew my hair aside to get a better view of my face. He called his friends and gently placed me on the ground. They all sat on the ground to take a good look at me. I walked slowly backward and forward, pulled off my hat, and made a low bow towards the farmers. I tried to speak to them loudly in several languages. Each time I did, so the farmer who picked me up held his ear very close to me, but in vain. The farmer took me to his house and placed me at some distance on the dining table, which was 30 feet high from the floor. Dinner was brought for the farmer in a dish which was 10 feet in diameter. The farmer's wife crumbled some bread and placed it before me. In the middle of the dinner, I heard a noise behind me. It was the purring of a cat that was 10 times larger than an ox. The farmer's wife was stroking him. Then entered the farmer's 1-year-old son in the arms of a lady. On seeing me, the child grabbed me from the table and put my head into his mouth. I shouted so loudly that the baby dropped me. I would have broken my neck if the mother had not held her apron under me. I would have. Later, she put me on her own bed and covered me with a clean white handkerchief. I slept dreaming of my home, my wife, and my children. Adapted from Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. So now we will do some of the word meanings. It is mentioned in the page 120 of your English Marigold book. Bellowing, very loud noise, inhabitants, occupants, barren, land with no vegetation, astonishment, greatly surprised, crumbled, broken into pieces, and grab, pick suddenly. Today we will also do the chapter 7, Topsy-turvy land. Have you ever thrown your school bag on your bed? Have you ever left your shoes and socks here and there? Have you ever played with your ball in your room? Does your room sometimes look like this? So these are some of the basic questions. If you want, you can solve these questions, but these are not mandatory, okay? These are very personal questions. Now read about once upside down land. The people walk upon their heads. The sea is made of sand. The children go to school by night in topsy-turvy land. Second paragraph. The front doorstep is at the back. You are walking when you stand. You carry your head upon your feet in topsy-turvy land. Now the third paragraph. And buses on the sea you will meet, while pleasure boats are planned to travel up and down the streets of topsy-turvy land. Fourth paragraph, or you can see the last paragraph. You pay for what you never get. I think it must be grand, for when you go, you are coming back in topsy-turvy land. So this interesting poem is written by H.E. Wilkinson. Okay. So let's move to the word meanings part. Page 112. New words: topsy-turvy, upside down, pleasure, feeling of enjoyment, grand, big, or great fun. If you like my video, give a like, share it to your friends, and subscribe my channel for further notifications. Thank you.